Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Carrie Sparks here with Pioneer Title, your go-to gal for title and escrow, marketing and sales support, sales strategist. Super proud to be here on Friday morning. Hopefully everyone's had a great week. And if you'd like to get a hold of me for your bounce back business planning, please put me to work. Like I always tell all my customers, please put me to work. 602-715-5704. I am never too busy to take your call, answer your text or email. So let's get to work and get you set for as we go post COVID-19. I'm here today with a really good friend of mine and just a very passionate person, Suzanne Soderberg with Benchmark Mortgage. The topic today is very sensitive. And so I want to make sure that everyone knows that we're approaching it that way with the highest level of sensitivity. Most of us either have been through it, or actually 50% of us or more have experienced a divorce either ourselves or with our close friends and family. And having the right team around you when you are even exploring the idea of divorce is really important. So Suzanne and I are putting together a series on this topic. And so I want to have her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about your background, how long you've been in the mortgage industry, all that kind of good stuff. Suzanne.
Very good. Hello, everyone. My name is Suzanne Soderberg, and I am a senior mortgage loan originator and certified divorce lending professional with Benchmark Mortgage. I have been in the wonderful world of mortgages for about almost 2.5 decades. So 23 years I have been doing this, and I absolutely love helping out, all types of families across the country and getting them into homes and refinancing, saving them money, getting them set up to purchase, whatever. And that's kind of that.
You're in other words, you're a veteran loan officer, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you do mortgages all over the state of Arizona, is that correct?
All over the state of Arizona, and I'm also working on several other licenses. We're national, so I can actually get anybody done in any state. I am personally licensed in Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Oregon, and I just got Tennessee on Monday. So I'm personally licensed in all of those. So
but you had
any kind of help, I do all sorts of mortgages, investment properties, primary residences, have been very, very passionate about our veteran community. Benchmark is probably, in my opinion, the best, most outstanding lender to work with veterans. We have an event once a year called Boot and Shoot, where it's a 1-day, 24-hour fundraiser, and we raise over $1 million for our veteran community. So I'm honored to be part of Benchmark.
Can you go over the certification process that you went through? What's it called, and what does that look like that would be different from if somebody called just, all loan officers, can work with someone going through a divorce, but what makes you different with the education?
Well, I saw a need. I've been doing this 23 years, and just throughout my, lifetime as an originator, seeing all the people that are going through divorce and stuff. So I said, I want to have something specific and a niche to myself, where when people, hear the word divorce, a light bulb goes off and they say, I need to call Suzanne because she, knows her stuff. So it was with the Divorce Lending Institute that I got my designation as a CDLP, Certified Divorce Lending Professional. And they just, it just goes through all sorts of different things with, about taking title and how to take title and, how to get them qualified for divorce, set up for finance. I like to set people up for successful financing down the line. So how do we treat certain incomes in a divorce? How long do you have to have the income? How long do you have to have it before we can actually qualify and use it as income? The tax consequences on things. So there's just a whole bunch of, it was a 6-week online course that I took, and a whole bunch of modules and stuff. I still have the books to these days, and it's just a wealth of information. But it allows me to just go a little bit more in depth and know how we can kind of work some things around when it's a divorcing clientele compared to just this, family that's together.
We were talking this morning a little bit about statistics, And with COVID-19, as it has now crossed the planet, and we're getting word from Asia, from over in Europe, and I would expect we probably would see something similar here. That's not a real good statistic, but they're seeing as people have come out and states have opened up or countries have reopened, that there has been an increase in divorce filings. And of course, through the year, there are spikes in filings. After the holidays, it typically spikes. And then after Valentine's Day, it will spike again, just because of expectations that maybe aren't met by a partner, that those kinds of decisions are then made. I am seeing that there is a possible trend that might be being formed as we now open up in the United States. Are you seeing the same thing?
I have been hearing that. Excuse me, you were talking about statistics. I actually have, excuse me, some statistics here. Hang on a minute. And the statistics usually lag a year or so. The last ones I had here, that there are 2.4 million divorces filed every year in America, which translates into about 46,532 divorces per month, 6,646 per day, which is about one every 13 seconds. In Arizona, there's about 3 divorces per 1,000, which is an increase. And I've been hearing that the same as you have with the COVID crisis, that is probably going to be spiking, unfortunately. I mean, picture yourself if you're in a small apartment with a, husband, wife, 2 kids, one got laid off, both got laid off. You have to homeschool now. You have to worry about the money. The tensions are rising. There's a lot of contention in the house. So, and if you don't have good coping skills and one person's not going to budge on their opinion or what have you, it could get very, ugly. So unfortunately, they are expecting, but as we say, we hope not, but they're expecting that the divorce rate the divorce filings will be increasing.
You mentioned a little bit about credit and income and figuring out how, just navigating the waters as it comes into those two things that are going to be different for somebody exploring divorce, because they're going to be going through obviously the separation of assets and all that kind of good stuff. We're going to do, with your permission, as part of the series that we're going to talk about, is maybe next week, talking specifically about, you said it's rule 636. Is that right?
Yeah, we kind of call it the 636 rule.
Okay. It means nothing to me because that's all new. But
yeah.
It's something that if you are a real estate agent, that's a term that is I think it's new, that you should probably explore, investigate what that is. But you're going to take us down the road of understanding better credit and income and how it's figured and how it's looked at through the underwriting process. If you will
Definitely.
You?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. It's just little things that we look at and can do, and how we can structure things. And I always position myself as a neutral. I'm a financial neutral in the situation. I always say, get with your divorce team up front, get with a lender up front. And I've had attorneys send me some clients, and they've come in and they're just panicked, and I never thought I would be in this position this late in my life. I don't even know if I can afford this, or, what can I do? So I just, lay out the numbers and say, let's look at what you have. Let's calculate and everything. And then I send them away and say, hey, here's what we have. You can totally do something, or here's what needs to be done. So that's why I say, get in touch early to be able to see where you're going to be set up. So I had done one, and she, didn't think she could. And I said, oh, my turn. And then I totally got her to do it. And she said, let me just think about this. And about a month later, she came back. She said, okay, I'm ready to do this. So just getting them set up and seeing what they truly have available to work with.
So the plan for us to touch very on these topics is going to be short little segments so that you can digest it. When we're all done, you're going to put a copy of your business card in the comments below, And say, can you recite off your licensing information for me, please?
Yes. Suzanne Soderberg, Senior Mortgage Loan Originator with Benchmark Mortgage. My NMLS is 501875.
And like many of us, puppy mommy, I have 3 around me right now. So no, it's totally fine. I completely understand. But in the coming weeks, we're going to have someone come on with you that's a divorce mediator.
Yep.
And then we're also going to have someone who does estate planning. And so kind of explore the different angles of looking at this topic. When you and I talked, you've mentioned that even if you haven't filed for divorce and it's just a thought, that it's good to get somebody in your wheelhouse who understands, what you're considering, so that when you come out the other side, like you'd mentioned, that you really, you're set. You understand what the consequences are of going through something like that, whether it's working with you or another loan officer. That person really needs to get a group of people, that team, like you mentioned, around you. But
yeah, I have a flyer that kind of talks about the divorce puzzle, and there's a bunch of pieces that you want, either your attorney or mediator. There's certified divorce financial analysts that are out there, certified divorce lending professional, different things like that. So just getting with them up at front, because with mortgages, as we'll talk about in the future, wording matters. So you don't want to get to the end of a divorce and have the judge put their stamp of approval on that divorce decree, only to find out you needed 1 more month of income to be available. You needed, another $500 to qualify with child support, or whatever it may have been. So the wording within the divorce decree is going to be key. So you really want to talk to a professional up front to say, okay, here's what I'm thinking, here's what we're looking at, here's what we're planning. And that way, the professional like myself, who I am completely open and available and honored to be able to assist anyone. I say, come to me as a resource. I am more than happy to help. Like I said, I'm a financial neutral, but up front, you really got to get that, have them have that decree. So it's going to be, they'll be able to do something down the line.
You touched for just a second on information for the consumer. So, I mean, in the world that we live in, we use the word marketing support, but it's really information that can be branded for a realtor if they're interested in sharing information with their sphere. But if somebody else just has the interest in knowing more information that's on those flyers as a resource, they can get a hold of you and find out more about the support that you can provide with some of that information, whether it be for themselves, or maybe they want to share it with someone else, right?
Right. Yeah, I have with the institute that I got my designation, we have phenomenal information, and I have monthly newsletters that I send out in hard copy form and also online. I have different flyers, and it's just informational. I have attorneys, I have CPAs, I have realtors that are in there, and it's just information to give, to enlighten them about, how to deal with different things, I sent one out recently about, we were just talking about it for the COVID-19. There was a specific flyer that we made for that. Different things about 1031 exchange, and do you want to?
Would it be possible to get a copy of that COVID-19 flyer and maybe
Absolutely.
in a JPEG, put it below the video that we're doing here?
Absolutely.
Because that's information that a consumer or a realtor may want to share, or just any professional, anybody who cares about somebody else that's having a tough time in their home might be interested in. So if you could do that, that'd be really awesome.
Yep, I can definitely do that for sure.
So I just really appreciate Suzanne. I appreciate you always, but thanks for coming on and talking about this, and just being part of the solution and all that kind of good stuff. I really, I thank you so much. And for anyone out there that is watching this, thank you so much for your time. It's greatly appreciated. And hopefully everyone has just a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. If you're in Arizona, try to stay cool because it is on fire right now. Hot, hot, hot. but I'm not going to complain because I'm from Minnesota originally and you're from Connecticut where it gets cold in other months. So if I can help you in any way, shape, or form with your sales marketing strategies, ideas, put me to work. Again, I'm never too busy. 602-715-5704. And then Suzanne, what's your phone number?
Yep. And I am absolutely more than, honored if I can help anyone out there with any information about any type of loan program. If you know any, with the divorce situation, veterans, by all means, please feel free to reach out. My number is 602-206-3439. And I would be honored to be able to help anybody out there that needs me.
Thanks, Suzanne. And again,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody out there that's watching this, we really appreciate you.